Next up, we'll take a quick look at some of the more commonly used array methods. So we're not going to go into these in a ton of detail, but I'm just going to break it up with a couple of chunks of these methods. And in this first video, we'll start with concat. So concat, if we go to the MDN docs, you just search for concats, or you look at the array page, click on concat, or you just Google concat MDN. Click on it. We get great documentation with examples. Really, if you remember the idea of concatenation and concatenating two strings, we're adding them together to form a new string. With array.concat, we are concatenating two arrays to form a new third merged array. So here's how it works. We call it on one of our arrays, .concat, and then we pass in a second array to concatenate with that initial array. And that will make us a new third array. So let me just show you this here. Let me clear this. Let's do two different arrays. Let's do cats. This will be my two cats. So I have Blue, and I have, yes, her name is just Kitty at the moment. Then I'll have our dogs array. And both of my dogs no longer with us, sadly. We have Rusty, and then Wyatt. All right, and then if I call cat.concat dogs, that makes me a new array. So I'm not actually updating cats. If you look at cats, it's exactly the same. But it makes me a new array that combines the two. And since I did cats.concat dogs, we get the cats first. If I did dogs.concat cats, we get the dogs first. And I could save that, let combo party equal dogs.concat cats, and there we go. That's all you need to know about concat for now. So it's combining the arrays, but it doesn't modify either of the originals. The next method we'll look at is includes. Includes is an example of a Boolean method, which means it returns true or false. It's very simple, at least its return value. It's going to tell us if an array includes a particular value. Does it include this? Does it include dog? Does it include cat? So I could try it on my cats array. Does cat or cats include, how about Blue? The answer is yes, true. Now, if I misspell that or if I use capital B, right, they're entirely different strings. It's simply going to go through and compare if at any point any element in our array, cats, which is very short, if any element is Blue with a capital B, and we know that's not the case. So I'll get false. And that's kind of it for includes. It's a Boolean method. It returns true or false. Then we have indexOf. Very, very similar to how indexOf works for a string. If you can recall, right, if we take a string like Blue and I ask for the index of capital B, we get 0. What's the index of E? It's 3. And what about if the character is not found? Index of 0? -1. There is no 0 in Blue. So same idea, except the indexes here, or indices, refer to the indices of an array, not of a string. So let's try it. Let's take our combo party array, and let's figure out what the index of Rusty is. It has to match capitalization. It's index of 0. What's the index of Kitty? It's 3, and if I misspell something or just something that's not in the array, we get -1. So this is an easy way to tell if some element is in an array or not. We can just quickly check, is index of that thing equal to -1? If so, it's not present. And then the last thing I'll show you for now is reverse. When I say for now, I mean in this video. So reverse is going to reverse an array, and the very important thing to understand is that it actually does it in place. It's known as a destructive method. It does change the original. So here is my combo party array, Rusty, Wyatt, Blue, Kitty. Let's reverse it. Combo, not bombco. Oh my goodness, I can't talk and type at the same time. Combo party dot reverse. Remember, that doesn't do anything. I always need those parentheses. At a bare minimum, empty parentheses, and a lot of these methods do require us to pass something in. But reverse doesn't, it's just gonna reverse it. Okay? So we get Kitty, Blue, Wyatt, and Rusty. The opposite of what we had here. And if we take a look at combo party, it is now reversed. So it's not just returning me a reversed copy, it destructs, well, it doesn't destruct, it's destructive to the original. It reorganizes it, it reorders it entirely, and it reverses it. That's really a better way of putting it. It reverses the original array. All right, so those four hopefully are pretty straightforward. We have concat to combine two arrays. We have includes to tell if a single element is in an array or not. Then we have indexOf, which we can use to tell if something is in an array or not, but it's also useful because it tells us where that thing is, if it is in there. So includes is a simple yes or no. IndexOf will say, oh yeah, the first time that occurs. That's actually something I didn't make very clear, but I'll quickly do that. If I push onto my combo party, another example of blue, I have two cats named blue, okay? If I do indexOf blue, it only gives me the first match, just like it does for string.indexOf. So it won't tell me that there's two blues in here. It only finds the first one and tells me the index. And then after that, we saw reverse, which is straightforward. It reverses an array in place.